All right. I guess we'll take two
Mm-hmm.
since we've made a 20-minute one already, and we didn't have no audio.
It happens.
I guess we made our first 20-minute blooper reel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the other video we were talking about paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember what we talked about?
Yeah, I do. Okay, luckily, the topic for me, the reason I remember it so well is because it's something that's really interesting to me. The main question that I had is, of the studies that have been done or the evidence that's been collected for paranormal events, and let's broaden it and say all paranormal events, not just ghosts or demons or UFOs or Bigfoot or whatever, just all of it. What categories do the people who have experienced those things, what categories do they fall into? And how does that shape their perception versus when people who maybe aren't part of those categories, whether it be somebody with questionable mental health, schizophrenia, for example, or somebody whose beliefs cause them to think, cause them to believe that a spirit or something is there, versus someone who's a skeptic.
Right.
So I'm saying we need to study the studies, basically, and figure out what's been missed. Find the blind spot.
Yeah. That's kind of hard because there's so many people out there, people, groups, scientists, religious. It's just the paranormal field's been covered pretty much by everything that it is hard to try to decipher the blind spot. I guess we'll have to just pick something and just work on that individually until we can find it. I guess
I'm curious to know if there. We'll take a look, but of course, if we find anything, we can provide a link. But hopefully, there's someone out there who has the same idea and has begun to move forward. Maybe we can take a look at their research as we also begin to put together ours, just to give a little bit of focus to where we're going. Always trying to take it a little bit different of an approach than what's already out there, because science loves to repeat an experiment.
Oh yeah.
As it proves or disproves theories, but at the same time, it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep doing the same things.
Right.
Those TV shows sometimes get a little repetitive.
Yeah.
Because they're just repeating the same vague.
And the only reason that they're doing that is because that's what draws in the crowds. Mm-hmm. That's what brings the ratings up. More ratings, more money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the categories you're talking about. People either do it for pranks.
Mm-hmm.
They do it because they want to. They do it for the money.
Yep.
It's pretty much three categories: pranks, money, or research.
Mm-hmm.
So,
interesting.
yep.
Something that just came to my mind too is sometimes you get a group of people who are reinterpreting someone else's experience. Like when people now look at the Bible and say, "Oh, well, Elijah was seeing UFOs," or John the Baptist was seeing, helicopters that he called the locusts of Revelation. I find that very interesting, because then you've really complicated it, because you've got two kind of opposing sets of beliefs
Exactly.
looking at the same thing from different sides.
Yeah, I know when people send me videos or pictures, claiming that there might be something in it, it's hard for me to say yes or no, because for one, I wasn't there when they took the picture.
Yeah.
So, and it might look like there's something in that picture, but I don't know if it's fake or if it's real, because I wasn't there when it was taken. mostly like when people send me photos with orbs in it, you know, the ball of energy.
Yeah.
You know, that could be dust, that could be water particles, and again, it could be a ball of energy. But I wasn't there when it was taken, so I have no idea.
Interesting. So that's something to keep in mind if you're wanting to send us any kind of proof. I mean, we're definitely interested and want to take a look. But let's try and come up with something that can really be
Yeah.
taken seriously, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Um,
why, you know, haunted locations is more of your history and your reasoning
Yeah.
and less of the actual hunting. I mean, yeah, we've done an episode and we want to do more, but we talk to actual ghost hunters and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, they can tell us, you know, what they found and explain stuff to us as instead of us going out and doing the investigation. I
Hmm.
mean, when we go out and investigate, we know what's going on. You know, we know that an actual ghost walked in front of us. But let's say if we put it on YouTube and you watch it, you might think that's just a shadow, you know, from a crew member or something. So, you know, our, like you were saying, perspective is totally different. So, I mean, you probably think, well, that's fake. They put it on there to make money, which most people do. And that's what you would think. But honestly, it was actual something that we caught. But since it can't be reproduced, I have no way of defending my evidence. So,
The trust thing
exactly.
really plays a big part in it. Do you trust the source of the
Right.
evidence that you're taking a look at? Which I think is a big part of why people like to get into this on their own. They want to go out and see it for real themselves.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, because nowadays, we know with technology, you know, it's so easily to like me and you sitting here, and I can go to the computer and edit me standing behind you, you know, faded and all that, and it can look like a ghost standing behind you. Yeah.
You should do that.
So I can try, yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, there should be, if I done it right, there'd be a ghost standing right here.
Proof.
Yep.
Awesome. So taking into account that a lot of people are into this stuff, and it's pretty tough to find actual proof.
Exactly. And if they do find proof, it's the trust issue
Yep.
for other people.
That right there kind of shapes where we would want to go. I know that there are certain locations where it's more common
Yeah.
for people to see manifestations or certain things, and so that makes sense to get into the history of haunted locations and kind of learn. Like the Stanley Hotel is a classic example.
Yeah.
It supposedly is built into the bedrock of this Native American territory, and so all this spirit energy is just flowing right up into the building, and there's spirits on every level, and certain rooms are haunted, things like that. And it doesn't seem to deter the ghosts at all.
No.
They run tours through the place, and people stay there, and a lot of people experience hauntings there.
Yeah, well now, you know, probably back when it was first discovered that it was haunted, you know, it would have been great to go. But now that they do tours and stuff, they're making money off of that. So, you know, it's hard to believe, you know, what's real and what's not. So, you know, they might put film projectors or some stuff throughout the place, so when you're walking, you know, you see like an apparition or you hear something. 'Cause they're making money off that, so they want to, you know, spark your interest so you come back and pay more money. You know?
Yeah.
So is everything that you hear at the Stanley Hotel, is it real? Or is it an attraction to bring more people in.
Mhm.
You know, back in the 80s or whenever it was first started, and you know, all that might have been real. But nowadays, it's kind of hard to judge.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm. And another aspect of that is the people visiting the place go there almost knowing they're going to see a ghost. They
Exactly.
definitely believe it. They're looking for it. They're hoping it will happen. And how much of that is actually causing, like by the law of attraction or just by their
Yeah.
belief system, is that adding to their experience and making it happen more frequently.
Right.
So I guess there's kind of a sweet spot where you want to find a place that is known to be haunted,
Right.
but hasn't been just done to death,
Exactly.
and still maybe has some level of credibility because they're not selling tickets for a tour.
The White House.
Yeah?
The White House is supposedly haunted.
Huh.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln and I think there's like a couple of other ghosts that roam there.
Weird. Presidential ghosts.
Yeah. So yeah, there's, like that is, it's something I would like to get into, but
Yeah.
it never happened.
That's a pretty tough place to
Yeah.
get into. Although I've heard if you get over the fence, you can run across the lawn pretty quick.
Yeah, before they tackle you.
I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Yeah. But I'm sure by the time we throw all the cameras and stuff
Mm.
over and get everybody across the fence, it'll be too late.
So we'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess to wrap it up, let's say next time we'll talk more about maybe some other paranormal stuff. I'm
Right.
really into UFOs,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Bigfoot,
Yeah.
conspiracy theories.
Actually, yeah, I think it would be fun to go out to DIA and see if we can check out their underground bunker or whatever that's supposedly underneath that.
Yeah,
That
that'd be
might
cool.
That might be fun.
Yeah, I've only seen a handful of documentaries or any information about that, so we gotta find out who we talk to about.
Yeah, right on.
We probably won't get no access because we're not cable television or nothing like that, but
Funny.
you never know.
Well, all right. Well, we'll try and come up with more ideas for things that we can do legally,
Yeah.
and we'll get back to you. So stay tuned for more.
Yep. Peace.